Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's your man Knowledge coming at you again with some more real talk in another video. Before I get into this video, I want to say that this video is not an attack on any white people or white folks in this country or this world that's not racist or don't try to get over on people because of the color of their skin. It's more of a video for my people, my black people in this country. And I titled this video "Stop Kissing White People's Ass" because just within my personal life and just here on YouTube, I see a lot of my people that well, and I've said this before in previous videos, that will go ham. I mean, go hard on their own people, talk about what we need to be doing, and niggas do this and coons do this, but they don't point out the shit that these white people do that we all know have white privilege here in this country, what they do every day to keep us as a permanent underclass and to keep us at the bottom of the barrel. And you got people in life who they might come from an urban community, in the city or whatever, work their way, or be blessed to go to college somewhere in a different state. They start getting around different crowd. Colleges, unless you go to a HBC or something like that, for the most part they're usually diverse. You got white people, you got Asian people in there, you got blacks, Hispanics. It's pretty much all different type of cultures and ethnicities. And you start to interact with certain people, and you got black folks who go to a different college out of state, or maybe it's in the in the same state, and they start hanging out with Becky and Kyle and Peter, the people that's from a different race, different ethnicity, and they start to change. They start to forget where they come from and forget the fights that we face every day as black people here in this country. And they'll go back to the hood or whatever and try to downplay black folks, or say, well, look at me, I got my big degree, or I'm in college, what's wrong with you niggas? And don't get me wrong, we do have black folks here in this country that don't really go after the opportunities that we do have, and just kind of settle for the bare minimum, to settle having that hood mentality and then staying in the hood and not trying to better themselves. We do have that, but a lot of times we have black folks that might get that big corporate job, or might get a big position somewhere, or go to college and be very successful, and they'll kind of turn their nose up to the black community as if racism and white supremacy and white privilege does not exist in this country. And what I have to say to that is that you made it in spite of racism. Just because you might be a black person and you very successful and you went to college, or you got that good job or whatever at the top of your position, doesn't mean that the things like racism and all the other bullshit that comes along with being black in this country does not exist. And a lot of y'all, you get them big jobs or whatever, y'all start kissing white people ass. You start shutting up, you don't want to speak your mind or want to speak up for your people, or speak up even for yourself, because you're scared of losing that position, or you scared of, what the white people might think, or the wolf pack turning on you. So what you'll do is you'll downgrade your own people, and you'll humiliate your own people just to get along with the white folks so you can keep your position. And me just speaking from my point of view, I'm a guy who bust my ass through high school, got to college, was able to, play college ball or whatever. And, I'm doing good in my career right now. I'm somebody who made it out of that type of environment. But I don't forget where I come from. I don't forget the trials and tribulations and how I had to be 10 times better than a white kid. I don't forget how when I go into an interview, I know I have to be 10 times better than all my white counterparts. I don't forget these type of things that come with my life and just come with me wearing this black skin. I think a lot of people that, out here and they become successful, they start to lose focus of not only the people that's still in the conditions that they came from, but they start to lose who they are. They start getting Americanized, and maybe start earning a lot of money. And they're like, I don't give a shit. I'm getting mine, and I think that's, around the 70s, that's when black folks kind of really start being about themselves. You look at like, the 40s, 50s, and 60s, it was about us coming together collectively and trying to change something. It came back a little bit in the late 80s and early 90s, but then we lost it again. And it's kind of like, a lot of black folks in this country, they're all about me, me. I don't give a damn about selling out somebody in my community. I don't give a damn about selling poison or drugs in my community. I don't care about killing another brother that comes from the same environment as long as I get mine. If I gotta cap you out, or if I gotta sell poison and drugs to my community to get a couple of dollars to ride around that Mercedes Benz, that's what I'm gonna do. And I think that's a serious problem within our community. And we really gotta stop kissing white folks' ass. I'm not saying that all white people are racist, or you can't get along with white people. One of my best friends is a white guy, but at the same time, I don't forget who the hell I am. I don't forget the things that I faced in my life, just trying to come up and trying to be a black successful man in this country. I don't forget about my community. I don't forget about those people who are very smart in the inner city. A lot of times, people in the inner city get this label as if they're all lazy, or they all don't have any education, or they're all not intelligent, and that's bullshit. Some of the smartest people come out of those communities. But that's basically what I want to say. I want to, for y'all that's out there downgrading your own people, it's cool to talk about things that we face as black people and things that we need to wake up on. I totally agree with that, but at the same time, don't point out one side of the fence. If you're gonna talk about black folks, make sure you talk about the full spectrum. Don't just talk about what black folks need to be doing, but when it comes to these white people out here, they're the good ones. They can do no wrong. And I got a comment the other day from one of my subscribers. I ain't gonna put his name out there, but he was talking about how when I had made my video about President Obama, I was like, I feel like he doesn't do much for the black community. He more or less lectures us instead of actually putting in work. And he was like, I feel like Obama has to protect himself. If he does too many things for the black community, it's going to be a strike back, and he has to more or less represent America as a whole. And I was like, I agree with you when you say he has to represent America as a whole. But you got to ask yourself this question: why is it that he can speak about immigrants, he can speak on the gay community, he can speak on everything else, but when it comes to black folks, it's don't want to accept upset the white folks, don't want to rattle the cage or anything. It might put a bullet in my ass, and they might not vote for me the next term. Why is it that when it comes to us in this country, we have to just wait, and we have to pray, and we have to be quiet and let Obama do his job? Nobody else is taking that bullshit from him. They want results, and they want them now. Granted, I understand we had an asshole that was a president for 8 years, but at the same time, you had to do a job. It's not about what somebody did beforehand. You're there to do a job. So that's basically was my response to him. And I know a lot of black folks out there say that some agree with me, some don't agree with me, but I feel like Obama should be doing more for the black community. Stop kissing on white people's ass, like the title of this video. What I mean? And I'm tired of black people saying this shit where we got to shut up and we have to wait and we have to, just see what's going to happen and pray. Motherfuckers been praying for over 500 years. It's time for some action. We living in times where we need results and we need action now. Look at what's going on over there in Chicago. Murder rates at an all-time high and shit. People dying left and right. Not just in Chicago. This is all over the world. Why don't you send troops and send security and send help to those communities? What's over there in those communities. It's minorities. I'm not going to really say minority because really we're the majority in this, in this country, but we're labeled as minorities. But you know what's over there, black and brown people. So why can't you go over there and you put a stop to that? But you get on TV and you talk about how, you support the gay community and all that other bullshit. That shit is not as important as somebody losing their life. Every day somebody getting gunned down. That's not as important as that. That's the shit we need to hop on. But, that's all I wanted to say, Stop kissing these white people ass, because at the end of the day, a lot of these jokers don't give a damn about you. You might have your little job, whatever, and they'll let your ass go within a snap of a heartbeat, because I don't give a damn who you are. When it comes between picking your employee or the money, they're gonna pick the money. And I'm just keeping it real out there, point blank period. So stick to who you are. Don't be a sellout. Do something for your community, and don't forget who the hell you are. Because at the end of the day, you black and your ass is going to die black. It don't matter how much money you got or whatever. You will continue to be a black person in this country. So stop kissing these white people's ass. But that's all I got to say. I'm out. Y'all give me y'all feedback. Peace.